Hi, welcome to the video. And on Monday, Tesla was down 3.46%, mainly to this news that says that Tesla's Berlin plant was delayed till early 2022. Even Electric also reported this, but upon a deeper dive, I don't think this is actually true. Now, what actually really set off my suspicious or red flag alarm was actually this line right here. It was reported that Elon had given the German team 6 more months to start production. And this was very strange because just in their Q1 report earlier this year, the company had said build out of Gigafactory Berlin is continuing to move forward with production and deliveries remaining on track for late 2021. Now, Elon has made promises where he hasn't been able to meet the timeline, but for Elon to just allow this to happen, that's not really his style. If anything, he would be pushing for it as hard as possible to happen sooner. That's why there are so many issues or production issues in a lot of the cars, because he'd rather push a product out, make the mistakes, take a lot of heat for it, than delay it. That line from him saying that he's letting it go 6 more months, that just doesn't sound like something Elon would do. And upon a deeper dive, actually just today, now it's Tuesday, finally an article has come out countering the original FUD narrative. And here on Teslarati, it says, exclusive, Tesla Giga Berlin isn't facing a 6-month delay. And in today's video, I just want to talk about what the nuances of what's happening is, and also this is a great example of how fast FUD spreads, especially when it's around Tesla, because this just gets clicks from both bulls and the bears, because we need to figure out what's going on. And what really irks me about this one is that it's actually from unnamed sources. There was an article from a German publication that said, oh, people in Elon's inner circle have said this from an unnamed source, and then every other news outlet just picked it up without actually doing their own due diligence. And who needs due diligence when you have such a clickbait headline like this? Tesla Berlin plant delayed. It doesn't matter if people are clicking in, the news makers are making their money. But let's dive a little deeper into what actually is happening. And let's read this article by Teslarati. Tesla Giga Berlin is the electric automaker's first European production facility, and it's slated to begin production of the Model Y crossover later this year. And here actually, real quick, this is their Q1 update. And here we can see its progress. Giga Berlin, this looks like it's pretty much done, or at least the outside. The progress is amazing. It's definitely happening. But here we have Gigafactory Texas. This is also getting built. Machines are getting built. Everything looks great. Reports out of Germany indicate that Tesla's German EV manufacturing facility is poised to be delayed 6 months due to numerous constraints that deal with battery pack output. However, Brandenburg Economic Minister Jörg Steinbach, who has been one of Tesla's most vocal supporters in their quest to open the German facility, isn't buying the 6-month delay story at all. Steinbach believes Tesla is on pace for a late summer or early autumn start at Giga Berlin. Quote, I don't have the faintest idea of how anyone can come up with a 6-month delay. If nothing happens out of the ordinary, I still expect a start of production in late summer or early autumn. Now, I would give this person's quote a little bit more credibility just because it's a named source and he has some standing. He's a German economic minister. Now, why is he such a Tesla bull? Probably because he knows having a Tesla factory there is going to be great for the economy. It's going to be great for the environment. It's going to attract so much talent and business to the area. On the flip side, why is German outlets or media also reporting so negatively on Tesla? And that's because if you are a German auto manufacturer, let's say Volkswagen, and I'm not saying that any of the local German cars are responsible for this, but I'm just saying you have to follow the money or the incentives. Tesla is an American company, and Tesla's success there is going to directly compete with local German automakers companies. And one thing that Tesla also does not do is it never ever pays for advertisement. Elon does not believe in that. He always has believed to have their vehicles speak for themselves. And he also notoriously doesn't quite like the media because the media has been very unfair to him. So when you have a company like Tesla building up ground, a lot of the media outlets are incentivized to try to take them down because he literally, or Tesla, doesn't give them any money. And it's really as simple as that. There's plenty of valid ways to criticize Tesla. There's a lot of things they can improve on. But the FUD around Tesla, it's almost nonsensical how much there is until you follow the money and realize that Tesla's success is also going to directly challenge classic legacy media companies' success because they rely on advertising. They rely on getting paid from these big companies to write favorable articles, or at the very least write articles where they could plug and feature certain cars, and Tesla gives them no money. So the more successful Tesla becomes, they are literally losing out on an income stream when it comes to these other automakers. Back to the article, many outlets have cited Automobile Walk's story. This is a German publication that it won't become operational until 2022. The article indicates that company circles close to Elon Musk state that the CEO is accepting the January 2022 date. And like I said before, Elon Musk would not just accept this date laying down, especially if it's not of its own doing, if it's just be due to bureaucracy or paperwork. He's going to push to get this factory operational, even at limited capacity, as quickly as he can. Even though, again, just during last week, the earnings call, he said that limited production would occur at both Giga Berlin and Giga Texas this year. This was not a prediction made months ago or years ago, in which, sometimes his timeline is off. This was literally last week. So unless something super drastic changed, I don't see a reason why the factory isn't going to be at least partially operational this year. Musk said, "We're building factories as quickly as we can. Both Texas and Berlin are progressing well, and we expect to have initial limited production from those factories this year and volume production from Texas and Berlin next year." So next year is really the year in which these factories are going to be ramping up their production. The article says, while Tesla has expressed some frustration with the German approval process, it is not unordinary for things to take several years to earn ultimate approval. Sometimes projects takes 3 to 5 years to gain ultimate approval, but this does not mean you can't start building. Clearly, their factory has already been building. It doesn't mean you can't start production of certain parts of it. It's just there's a lot of different steps. It appears that the basis of the delays seems to be blamed on a delay in the 4680 cell production in Berlin, but the German factory's battery line was not supposed to support the initial vehicle production efforts in the first place. Tesla's Cato Road facility in Northern California sits just a stone's throw away from the Fremont factory, where Tesla has manufactured cars since 2012. So even if there's a delay in the cell production, it's not going to necessarily affect the initial vehicle production efforts. What we also think could have happened that resulted in this news is that the delays could be confused with something as an extended timeline, as the Tesla's addition of its 4680 battery cell manufacturing line to its application, which was just submitted last week. The additional portions of the application require more deliberation from the regulators, so maybe that 6-month add-on was referring to just these batteries or some other part of manufacturing. Quote, "If this additional investment now flows into the permit application, it goes without saying that the application documents must be revised, and then the approval authorities have the last word." Yeah, so just more bureaucracy. That's normal. Just have this very simple headline being spread around that there's a 6-month delay. It really oversimplifies it, especially when, again, it's coming from unnamed sources. We don't know the details of anything, and the news media just runs with it, and then people only read the headlines. But yeah, that's just it for today. Recently, there's just been so much more FUD about Tesla. Now there's so many eyes on it. They are a great way to get people to click on your article because people feel so passionately about it both ways. But this is just a reminder to do a little bit more due diligence. If you're invested in individual companies, you should take the time to really learn about them and try to see what's underneath the headlines, because that's where you can potentially find your edge amongst other investors. And honestly, you also have to think long-term. Even if there was a 6-month delay, it doesn't change their long-term plans. It's not like they have all their eggs in this one factory. They also have Giga Texas. They also have Giga Shanghai. Those are all getting ramped up. Tesla would be fine regardless. But in this case, I don't think this information was true. There's a lot of details we're still missing. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Green Knight Trading, where Squires come Knights. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.